Good afternoon and welcome to today's coverage live from Hurst Cross for a pitching in Northern Premier League fixture between Ashton United and Marine. The Mariners FA Cup journey came to an end last time out after an injury time goal for Stocksbridge Park Steels. Today's opponents, Ashton United, are currently third in the Northern Premier League, hang their hopes on the division's leading goal scorer, Callum Saunders. Commentating today is me, Luke Feather, and as we approach kick-off, I'll run through today's team, starting with Ashton. So in goal, it's number 1, Gregory Hartley, number 2, James Bailey, number 3, Cole Lonsdale, number 4, Sam Sheridan, number 5, Matthew Regan, number 6, Harry Coates, number 7, Ben Hardcastle, number 8, the captain, Michael Brewster, number 9, Callum Saunders, number 10, Max Harrop, and number 11, Joe Robbins. On the bench for the home side is number 12, Mike Phoenix, number 14, Jordan Simpson, number 16, Ben Howe, number 17, Sam Baird, number 18, Tom Warren. And for Marine today, in goal it's number 1, Bailey Passant, number 2, Luke Clark, number 3, Sean Smith, number 4, making his return to Marine, it's James Barrigan, number 5 for captain Josh Wardle, number 6, Jonathan Spittle, number 7, Charlie Doyle, number 8, Jordan Lussey, number 9, Keelan Adams, number 10, Callum Harris, and number 11, Hayden Campbell. On the bench for Marine is number 12, Joe Ferguson, number 14, Mark Howarth, number 15, Alex Doyle, number 16, Lucas Weir, and number 17, DJ Pedro. About 2 minutes to kick off. And the players led by referee Graham Kearney and his assistants Sohail Asgar and Lee Corns take to the pitch. Ashton United made a very solid start to the season. 5 wins, a draw and 2 losses leaves them on 16 points after 8 games. Marine made that strong start with a 3-0 win up at Guiseley, but the season has been a little bit curtailed for a number of reasons. Just 9 points so far after 8 games, 2 wins, 3 draws, and 3 defeats, leaves them in 16th. Scoring goals has been the main problem for Marine this season, which is reflected with just the 2 goals for the joint top goal scorers, Jake Burton, who's now back at Tranmere Rovers after a short loan spell, and Jack Dunn, who's not available today, also with 2 goals. Looks like we are running slightly behind schedule, but the players are lining up. We believe it will be a 4-3-3 formation for Marine today, with the inclusion of James Barrigan and Mark Howarth dropping to the bench, so a flat back 4, potentially with Luke Clark, Sean Smith, Josh Wardle and Jonathan Spittle. There is also the option to put James Barrigan in at left centre-back in place for Mark Howarth, who makes a rare substitute appearance today. It's been ever present for Marine this season. Manager Neil Young has made changes from that defeat up at Stocksbridge Park Steels. I think it's not unfair to say that Marine were below par that day. A few names coming in include Keelan Adams, who's a different focal point to the attack. Callum Harris coming in after a strong substitute appearance. Hayden Campbell also coming in, as well as Luke Clark and of course James Barrigan. Johnny Spittle, who played about half an hour of the game last Saturday at right back after Marine switched to a 4-3-3 formation and even a 4-4-2 at one point. Very attacking 4-4-2. Perhaps one of the unlucky ones to drop to the bench today, DJ Pedro, has shown high work rate in his games that he has started. suffered from a lack of service last time out. But it's a chance for Keelan Adams. Got his first goal for the club a couple of weeks ago in the FA Cup against Radcliffe. Ashton United in their home strip of red with white stripes and Marine in their changed all blue. As Max Harrop gets ready to get us underway here at Hurst Cross. Marine shooting from right to left in this first half, and we're underway. Ball played back to the captain Brewster, out wide to Lonsdale. Under a little bit of pressure from Adams, and Lonsdale plays it long, looking for Saunders. He takes it down and takes a tumble, and I think he's won his side a free kick, and he has. So an early chance down by the left, in the left channel for Cole Lonsdale, the left back, to whip a ball into the box. They've got some height in there already, notably Harry Coates at the back post. I think Josh Wardle has taken responsibility for Coates. Callum Harris picking up the spare man at the back post. Hardcastle, ball whipped in by Lonsdale. It's a good ball in towards the centre. Bailey passing, dives to clear, and it's fired back in by Hardcastle with his left foot, and plenty of power behind it, but not enough direction. First shot of the game, high and wide by a good 15 yards. As always, remember to get your comments in throughout the match. I'll read a few out. As Passant lines up the first goal kick of the afternoon. It's a long one played up towards Campbell. Can't quite win it. Now it's played over the top towards Keelan Adams, but a vital head on that. Gets the ball back into the hands of Gregory Hartley. His first involvement of the afternoon. Just rolls it out and plays it long up towards Saunders. But Spittle is up ahead of him. And it's Spittle again to head it forward looking for Campbell. He's just bouncing around at the minute. Flicked on towards Keelan Adams from Harris. It's cleared away. Charlie Doyle's in there trying to regain possession. It's volleyed forward by Lucy. They just need to get the ball down, Marine. And now Ashton can come away with it. Long ball forward from Sheridan is cleared by Spittle up towards Campbell. Headed up but not away by James Bailey. And again, it's Sean Smith into James Barragan in the centre. Hayden Campbell's got a little bit of space, but he just a little bit wayward with that pass. Good pressure from Smith. Back to Hardcastle now for Ashton, looking for the main man Saunders. Charlie Doyle tries to come away with it in midfield, but here's Brewster now. Good strong challenge by Doyle and a good clearance from Lucy up towards Adams, but there's too much on that and it runs through to the goalkeeper. He just rolls it out, Hartley, and plays it long up towards Saunders, but I think Wardle has managed to clear that one in towards Sheridan. And here's Smith now. Square ball to Luke Clark, who appears to be playing at right back today, in the absence of Josh Solomon-Davis and Joe Ferguson, the two more natural right backs. Is Wardle, and a little bit of pressure, and Bailey Passant has to come out and clear. Saunders was breathing down his neck, but they just about managed to deal with it between them. Centre back and the goalkeeper. So a throw in to be taken about 10 to 15 yards inside the Marine half. Just taken back towards Regan with a long clearance up towards Saunders. There's Brewster in there, managed to volley it forward up towards Saunders and cleared away now by Doyle. Struggling to get a foothold on the ball, Marine. Everything's just going long at the minute in these opening 4 minutes. Long ball played forward up towards Saunders again, but Spittle comes a long way and manages to deal with it. Out for a throw-in. Lonsdale over on the far side. All the way back to the goalkeeper now. And Hartley dealt with it well as the ball was bobbling back to him. Barragan's battling in the middle of the pitch. And here is Bailey now to volley it forward, but not the best long ball forward from Bailey on that occasion. Throwing down by the corner flag to be taken by Sean Smith. And the referee, in fact, is just delaying the retaking of the throw-in. There was a spare ball on the pitch. It's Smith now, the left back, to get us back underway. Down the line for Campbell. Back into the path of Smith. Can Smith just manages to spin away down the line. Barragan can sweep it forward. But Lonsdale picks it up now for the home side. Back to Regan. Good turn from Regan to get away from Harris there. In the centre of the pitch. Out wide now with Robbins. Good challenge from Campbell on Lonsdale, but I'm not sure if a free kick or a throw-in's been given here. It might be. I think it's going to be a free kick over on the far side of the pitch in the left-back position for Ashton United. I think it's going to be the left-back Lonsdale to take it, or is it going to be Regan? It was Campbell that put the challenge in over on the far side, and there is actually a man down on this near side of the pitch. I can't quite tell who it is. I think it is captain Michael Brewster. So an early blow for Michael Clegg, as his captain's gone down injured within the first 6 minutes. So Ashton started more brightly between the two sides, as you might expect given the league position of Ashton and of Marine. Marine in a bit of a poor run of form at the moment, I think it's fair to say. Struggling to score goals. Jack Dunn, the man who got the goal for them last Saturday, not in the squad today. So the responsibility lies on Keelan Adams, Callum Harris and Hayden Campbell in what looks to be a fairly fluid front three. Adams, of course, the centre point of that attack. And here's Barragan now on the edge of his own penalty area, out wide for Harris, back to Clark, and Clark can clear up towards Adams if he can put a bit of pressure on Coates, which he does, and Coates just heads it out for a throw-in. About 15 yards inside, 15 to 20 yards inside the Ashton half. It's going to be Luke Clark to take. Can't operate as a centre midfielder, but in recent weeks he's made appearances from either right back or right wing back, depending on how you look at it. Clark is just telling his teammates to get down the line. It's a good long throw from Clark up towards Adams. It's headed out by Regan. So Marine gain a few yards with the next throw in. And it will be Clark to take the second. In towards Wardle. Wardle flicks it on for Campbell. Oh, and it's a good effort for Campbell. Big chance goes begging. Wardle was there to flick it on towards Campbell, and Campbell, in a little bit of space in the centre, headed it straight into the arms of Gregory Hartley. And that's a big chance for Marine. Long ball forward from the goalkeeper, dealt with by Spittle. And now Lonsdale readies himself on the halfway line to take the throw in. So first shot on target for Marine, and it's a headed effort from Campbell. And on another day, it might have been 1-0, but I think it's just summing up Marine's look in front of goal in recent weeks. It's a volley forward from Clark, and the ball is a little bit loose in the centre. Up for grabs. Harris manages to flick it on towards Adams, takes it down well. Back to Harris. Looks to play it back down the line, looking for Adams, but it's just run out of room over on the far side. It's going to be a throw-in for Lonsdale, their left back. Short throw-in taken to Brewster, who's back on his feet now. Volleyed forward and headed away by Wardle. In the centre of Doyle, looking to send Adams on his way, but Coates is there. Adams has got the better of him. And it just falls for Campbell. Oh, but the referee, the linesman on the far side, was flagging straight away. I think Keelan Adams is judged to have been a bit too enthusiastic with his attempts to gain possession. He's had a good hand of Coates' shirt, and a free kick has been awarded to Ashton. News of a few goals in the Northern Premier League. Of course, a full set of fixtures today. Liversedge 1, Warrington Rylands 1, Nantwich Town 0, Whitby Town 1, Hyde United 1, Guiseley 0. We'll revisit those scores in about 10-15 minutes, see what's happening in the Northern Premier League. And Marina are awarded a free kick. I think the ball might have just... Or is it going to be a throw-in? I think... Yep, it is going to be a throw-in. I think Max Harrop just ran out of space there on the touchline. Smith down the line, looking for Adams, headed away by Bailey. Saunders looks to hold it up, but Sean Smith with a big clearance up towards Harris, if he can flick it on, but Regan's there ahead of him. And Luke Clark with a long punt forward up towards the goalkeeper, and it's a little bit nervy at the back there for Ashton. Just about did enough between them, Coates and Hartley, as Keelan Adams was in attendance. Cleared away by Wardle up at the other end. Bailey plays it into the centre for Sheridan. It's a long ball forward, and Smith and now Barragan looking to get the ball away. I think it's Lucy in the end. Just managed to get the clearance in, looking for Adams, but he was always second favourite to that one. Good shepherding back to his goalkeeper from Harry Coates. Long ball forward from the goalkeeper up towards Saunders, but headed away by Wardle again. Harrop can take it down now and looks to spread it wide for Hardcastle. Infield for the winger. Tries to play a through ball out towards Lonsdale, but it's intercepted by Harris, and Harris can bring it forward now. Hardcastle's nicked it back off him. Brewster on the halfway line. He's going to look to spread it out towards Bailey, is he? No, back to the centre-back Coates. Long ball forward from Harry Coates, and it's a bit of an aimless one, and Luke Clark's managed to pick it up fairly comfortably. And now it's Clark's turn to aimlessly give the ball away. Looking down the line, no one had really made the run down the right wing. And now Regan over on the far side can bring it forward. Long ball forward from him, looking for Saunders. Good header from Wardle, a vital header. And away from Spittle. Very comfortable defending from Spittle. Just taking his time to get it back onto his right foot and clear. But he's only cleared it up right up to the other end of the pitch to Gregory Hartley. Long ball forward from him. Up towards Saunders. It's met by Wardle, but it's Robbins to try his luck from distance. And it was always rising from the edge of the box with the left foot of Joe Robbins. Again, it's another 10 yards off target. But we need to watch where the ball's dropping in these from these second balls. The long ball up to Callum Saunders is the plan, but we just need to make sure that they're first of the second balls. Long ball forward from passing up towards Adams, and Barragan can't quite take it under his spell. Out wide now from Spittle. It's a good ball looking for Smith, and now Hayden Campbell facing his own goal. Back to Lucy. Lucy looks over the top for Smith. It just runs out of space there. Barragan and Neil Young between them, both having words with the referee, Graham Kearney, claiming that Barragan was held in that passage of play, but I think it looked alright to me. Ball now with James Bailey, throwing down the line, looking for Harrop. Here's Doyle. Barragan can flick it forward towards Adams. Good turn from Adams. He can get it wide for Campbell. Campbell on this left wing, back to Callum Harris, who's come to the other side of the pitch. And here's Barragan. Can he get it back out wide for Campbell? He can't. It's cleared away by Bailey. Decent play there from Marine. And Wardle is going to try another long ball up towards Keelan Adams. And I think it's Charlie Doyle sneaking into the back post, but it just runs through to the goalkeeper. 15 minutes played. Still Ashton United 0, Marine 0 if you are just joining us. Ashton probably enjoyed the lion's share of possession, but Marine in the last few minutes have just stamped their authority a bit more in the midfield. Long ball forward from Hartley up towards Saunders again. Cleared out by Wardle. It's going to be a throw-in. Hardcastle wants to get the game back underway quickly, and he does, and it's into Harrop, and Harrop goes down, and it's a free kick. The referee saying he was pushed. I think it was Jordan Lussey in there. Lussey back in a more familiar midfield position today. He did a shift at right wing back from the start of the FA Cup tie last weekend, before a change of shape saw him move back into the middle of the pitch. The referee's not happy with Barragan, and I think Barragan might have talked his way into the referee's book. And that is the first yellow card of the afternoon, a bit pretty needless one for James Barragan, marking his return to the club with a booking. He's no stranger to a yellow card, to be fair, James Barragan. Of course, he was the vice-captain before leaving in the summer for Warrington Rylands. And Lonsdale gets a ball in towards the back post. It's met at the back post by Coates into the arms of Passant. And Smith's in a little bit of space on this side, and he acknowledges the space that Smith had found, but he's rolled it out for Clark instead. Down the line for Harris, infield for Lussey. And now Charlie Doyle can get it back out wide for Harris. It's a very good move that from Marine. Back to Doyle, looking to flick it forward. Here's Doyle again into Harris. Back to Barragan. Tries his luck from range. It's a decent effort. It was just creeping in at the bottom right corner, but Hartley got down well to stop it. So another shot on target for the Mariners. Hartley rolls it out and plays it long up towards Callum Saunders again. Wardle once again the winner. The ball is bouncing around on the halfway line. Campbell into Adams. Back to Harris. Harris looking over the top for Campbell. Campbell down the left wing. Can he keep it in? I think he can, and he just tries to dink it back across the box, but on his weaker left foot he was struggling to get a bit of power on it, and the keeper's come out and claimed it well. Adams with his hold-up play much more effective today. His touch has been much better. Getting a chance from the start after missing out last Saturday. He's coming in place of DJ Pedro, who takes a place on the bench. Saunders and Wardle carry on their individual battle so far, and Wardle comes out on top once again and wins his side a throw-in. Smith gets back underway down the line, looking for Campbell. He can flick it on, but only as far as Bailey, and it's a very good turn from Harrop, looking to play a little cute ball into the box, but it's cleared away by Wardle, headed away by Coates. Barragan can win it back in the midfield, out wide now with Campbell. Smith, good touch from Smith to take it under control, but he's just given it away there, and it's cleared out for a throw-in. Another goal in the game between Liversedge and Warrington Rylands. It's the home side, Liversedge, who have taken the lead in that one. Against the Trinity, a goal up at home to Stalybridge Celtic. And all scores remain the same as they were. Charlie Doyle, back to Sean Smith now, in a decent left back position. Down the line for Campbell. He tries a little turn, but it's just nicked off him. Long ball forward, looking for Saunders down the inside right channel of Ashton. It's cleared away by Wardle, only as far as Hardcastle into Harrop. Can Harrop turn? He can. He's heading down that right wing, wins his side of throw-in. Last touch came off of Jordan Lussey. I think it's going to be James Bailey with a throw-in deep in the Marine half. Into Hardcastle and back to Bailey. That's out for another throw-in for the hosts. Looking down the line for Hardcastle. Inside the box, he volleys the ball back across for centre. It's Saunders over on the far side now, taking him much more wide than he would like to be. And the referee has given Marine a free kick. I'm not sure what happened there. There was a coming together between Saunders and Spittle over on the far side, and Marine have been awarded the free kick. It's going to be passing to come out of his box and take it near the far touchline, where you would expect your right back to be lining up. Long ball up towards Adams, if he can hold off Coates, but Coates gets there first. And now Robbins, a good turn on Clark. He's got space to run into down the left wing. He's got Spittle for company now. Looking down the line for Harrop into the box. He tries to play a square ball and cleared away by Lussey up towards Adams. He chests it down well and flicks it into the path of Charlie Doyle, who can take it forward and win his side a free kick in the centre circle. I think it was Regan or possibly Sheridan who put the foul in there. A foul that needed to be made, to be fair, by the home side. So Marine were breaking well there. More good hold-up play from Keelan Adams to chest it down and play it into the path of Charlie Doyle. It's Clark in the centre circle to take the free kick. Spittle and Wardle have made their way forward into the penalty area. Smith and Clark stay back. Ball in towards Wardle. I think it was Wardle that got the final touch, and it's run behind for a goal kick, and the Marine players protest, but it is going to be a goal kick. I think Wardle did get a touch on the ball. I think the Marine players are just arguing that it took a deflection on its way out, but I'm not sure I saw one. About halfway through this first half, Ashton United 0, Marine 0. Hayden Campbell, with the chance of the game so far, found himself in space in the centre and headed the ball straight at the goalkeeper. If he'd have found one of those corners, Marine would be a goal to the good. The throw in for Ashton United, deep inside their own half, for the right back Bailey to take. Marine just trying to push a few men forward, try and keep them penned in if they can, up towards Saunders and Wardle. It's not the best clearance from Wardle, but Clark helps it on its way in towards the centre. Is Brewster goes down under challenge from Campbell. The referee's not going to give that, and Barragan looks forward for Campbell. Last touch came off of Regan, and it's a throw in for Marine deep into Ashton's half. Michael Brewster was the man that went down. He just tried to spin on the ball and win inside a free kick, but the referee was having none of it. And he's not moving so smoothly, Brewster. He also went down earlier on in the half, within the first 15 minutes or so. Long throw in from Lussey, headed out. And here's Barragan now into the box. He tries to get the ball back across. He wins his side the first corner of the afternoon. And they're going to take it quickly now between Lussey and Barragan. Oh, Barragan, it's a poor ball in. It's took a nick on the way through and it's cleared away by Hardcastle up towards Saunders, but Smith is first to it, plays it forward. Does Sheridan out towards Robbins over on the left wing for Ashton. Robbins back to Regan. Whips the ball in towards the box. Saunders is there all the way through to the back post, and Hardcastle. Should be 1-0 to Ashton United. Hardcastle inside the 6-yard box. Fires it into the side netting, and that is another big chance. I think the linesman's flag has been raised, so it wouldn't have counted anyway. Spared his blushes slightly, Hardcastle. I mean, it wasn't a very straightforward chance, but he should have been getting it on target from there. But it's going to be Bailey passing to get us back underway with the free kick. Up towards Harris, if he can flick it on. He can't. And Regan heads it wide for Lonsdale. Lonsdale back to Sheridan. And that's not the best long ball forward from Sam Sheridan. In fact, it's gone out the ground, and we're on to our second ball of the afternoon. If Marine were victorious this afternoon, they could potentially jump up to 13th with the results as they are. Stalybridge Celtic a goal down. Keelan Adams just about wins that flick on towards Barragan, but it's cleared away. Smith goes up for the header, but it's Hardcastle manages it on to Saunders, and Saunders goes down under pressure from Wardle. And Wardle doesn't want to give the ball back, but it's going to be a free kick for the home side, and Sheridan wants to play it quickly, but Hayden Campbell's stood in front of the ball. He just needs to get back his 10 yards. James Bailey to take the free kick. Did well to stop Ashton from restarting quickly there, because we had a couple of players in a decent position, Harrop and Robbins over on the far side. Long ball forward towards Hardcastle. It's bounced off of Smith and it's cleared away by Lussey. In the centre with Sheridan, looks to fire it forward towards Brewster. Good touch and turn from Brewster, the captain, down towards the corner flag. Good challenge by Sean Smith, out for a throw-in. It's going to be taken by Bailey. Down towards Hardcastle is Bailey again. Challenge from Lussey, and it's going to be another throw. Bailey looking infield for Harrop, who's going to try his luck on his left foot, and I think that's gone out for a throw-in. Not a great effort, that one, from Max Harrop. The idea was there just to smash it as it's bouncing up on the half volley, but he got it all wrong, and I think it skidded off the outside of his boot. So it's going to be a throw-in over on the far side for Luke Clark. Down the line, I think Doyle is the one that's made the connection with it. Back to Sean Smith, tries to volley it forward up towards Campbell. Oh, and Barragan had made a good run, and Campbell Adams manages to get it wide for Smith. Can he keep it in? Down the line, looking for Barragan. Final touch off of Ben Hardcastle, and a throw-in for Marine. Sean Smith just looks for a short option. He's got Harris, and well, he's going to leave it for Lussey. We know Lussey's got a bit more length on his throw-ins. Adams and Harris and Campbell and now Wardle make their way into the penalty area. So I think this throw-in's only going to one place, and it is in towards Wardle. It's headed away. Barragan tries to keep it alive. In the centre now with Wardle, and cleared away by Brewster. Smith is not the best clearance. It's sliced it a little bit, but it's out for a throw-in. So it's going to be a throw-in for the right back, Bailey, to take short to Brewster, and Brewster just tries to return it to him and passes it out for another throw-in. Approaching the half an hour mark. Ashton United 0, Marine 0 it remains. Oh, Smith. He tried to throw it in behind Barragan. Barragan just ducked out the way, and it's forward now with Harrop down the right wing. Good challenge from Smith. Here's Hardcastle. Can I get it back to Harrop? He can't. It's a good, strong challenge from Smith. And the final touch is judged to have come off of Hardcastle. It's going to be a Marine throw-in. Smith with the ball in hand. Down the line looking for Adams. He can flick it on. And Campbell just made a different run. And cleared away now. Up towards Saunders. That might work out to be a very good ball. But Saunders tries to sort of flick it round Wardle. Didn't get it right. And pass it with the ball in hand now. 30 minutes played, still 0-0 here at Hurst Cross for this Northern Premier League match. Pass it rolls it out for Smith. Smith down the line for James Barragan. Back to Smith. Good play between the two of them. And now back out wide with Barragan. We know he can run with it. He tries to dink it in towards the back post where Campbell is, and it's headed out by Regan and away by Robbins for the Robins. Good win from Spittle. Barragan tries to flick it forward again. It's headed up but not away by Coates, and here's Adams. Can he get it out wide for Smith? He can. Smith down the line looking for Harris. Good strong play from Harris to retain possession. Back to Barragan looking over the top for Smith. He's just about kept it in play, I think. No, the linesman's flag is up. It is going to be a throw-in for James Bailey, the Ashton right back, to take. So it's Bailey looking down the line where he has Hardcastle and Brewster. But it's Harris that wins it, and cleared away now by Coates. It's a high clearance up towards Saunders, and Wardle manages to clear it. Forward up to Bailey, who can clear. And it's going to be another Marine throw-in. So been a little bit scrappy at times this match, but Marine are finding a bit of joy with these little 1-2s and trying to get it quickly up to Keelan Adams, who is the target for this one as well. He can't quite get that one under control, and Hardcastle brings it forward towards Robbins, and now Sheridan out wide for Lonsdale. Lonsdale just has to play it safely back to Matthew Regan, all the way back to his keeper, and Hartley plays it well. First time out to Lonsdale. Long ball forward looking for Saunders again, but Smith's first to it, and Harris plays it back to Wardle, and Wardle just leaves it for Passant. Barragan's gone wide for him, but he's just been dismissed by Bailey Passant. Long ball forward towards James Bailey. Harris can nod it forward looking for Campbell, and it's cleared away by Bailey. And Hardcastle just beats Barragan to the ball, and here's Harris now looking to flick it on for Barragan, and away by Bailey. Saunders now. Good ball out wide for Lonsdale. Got a little bit of space down that left wing. Campbell has gone to close him down. Here's Joe Robbins. And Lonsdale tries to play the return ball to Robbins. And here's Doyle now. Wins his side. A throw in over on the far side. Last touch off of Sam Sheridan. Clark to get us back underway over on the far side. About 10 yards inside his own half. Looking for Adams again, and it's headed away. In the centre now with Wardle, who's charging forward. And he's just put a challenge in on Sheridan and given away another free kick. About 20 yards inside Ashton's half. Quickly taken out wide for Lonsdale. He's got Robbins down the line. All the way back to Regan. Good challenge from Keelan Adams, and now Lussey can bring it forward. Down the line for Callum Harris. He's got no one in the box. He's played it across to the arriving Charlie Doyle, and it's cleared away. And out for a throw-in is Luke Clark. About 10 minutes to go in this first half. We are still goalless here at Hurst Cross. It's been a good performance, especially in these last 10-15 minutes or so. 5-10 minutes from Marine. Starting to enjoy a bit more possession, more of the game being played in the Ashton half after the home side made a bright start. Here's Clark now. Looking to launch one in towards the penalty area. Headed away by Lonsdale. And here's his opposite number, Sean Smith. Heads it back out for Clark. It's a clever ball in towards the back post. Can Harris keep it alive? He can't quite. And it's going to be a goal kick. Just replying to one of the comments in the chat. Yes, I would say this is a more spirited performance than the Stocksbridge game, but I think, to be fair, that game was hampered by the play styles of the two sides. Marine more tried to change their game to suit Stocksbridge's more direct approach, and it didn't really work out for them. Instead of focusing on their own game, they tried to go toe-to-toe with Stocksbridge at a more direct long ball game, but Marine are proving when they get the ball down and they can string a few passes together, it's what creates the best chances for them. Players like Callum Harris, who's been excellent in his first half, helping to do that. And Keelan Adams has given away a free kick, chasing the ball down on the edge of a penalty area. And I think the referee's just going to have a word with him, because he's been involved in a couple of not altercations, a few coming togethers with the centre-backs, especially Harry Coates. It's been a good battle between the two of those. And the referee's just having a word with Keelan Adams. It is the sort of player he is. He likes to throw his body around. He's a very physical striker. Different profile to the other strikers at the club, such as DJ Pedro. Here's Callum Harris. Cleared away by Bailey, and now cleared away by Wardle. Adams just beaten to that one by Coates, and here's Hardcastle now. Gets past Barragan, and Lussey with a strong challenge. I think he wins his side of throw-in as well. The last touch came off of Hardcastle. Sean Smith just inside his own half with the throw-in. Down the line, looking for Hayden Campbell. Cleared away now by Sheridan. I think the last touch might have come off of Lussey there. No, it's going to be a throw-in for Marine. Deep inside their own half, it's Sean Smith, the left-back. Playing as a more conventional left-back today due to the switch of system by Neil Young. Hardcastle looks to volley it forward, and Sean Smith heads out again. Robbins just looking to send Saunders on his way. Good interception by Spittle, and a good ball up towards Adams. If he can beat his man, he can. He tries his luck from range, and it goes a good 5 or 6 yards over the bar in the end, but it's more good strength and willing running from Adams. Another one who's been excellent in this first half. Just managed to hold off a couple of players and then turn them both and charge forward. He tried his luck from a good 30 yards, and it was always rising in the end, but positive signs from the number 9. Long ball forward up towards Robbins. And Spittle can head it up towards Harris, but cleared away by Lonsdale. And now here's Saunders up at the other end. Looks to just play it back to Robbins, and Clark's in there to clear. And can Campbell keep that in? I'm not sure. No, it's just too much on that for Campbell to chase for clearance. So throw in deep inside the Ashton half. It's going to be taken by James Bailey. Down the line for Hardcastle. It's flicked on, but Spittle can clear. Can Harris take it under control? He can. He lays it off for Clark. Long diagonal from Clark up towards Campbell. Well taken by Campbell. In towards Adams in the penalty area. Can he turn onto his left foot? He tries his luck. Cleared by Regan. Out wide for Smith now. Back to Barragan. Barragan to swing a first time cross in. It's headed away by Coates. Up towards Wardle, who's come forward from the back. Barragan. All the way back to Spittle inside the Marine half. Out wide now with Clark, and just sent him a bit further back than he would have liked. And Clark's got a bit of time to turn on it, and all the way back to the goalkeeper. Bailey passing. Passing now with a long ball up towards Charlie Doyle. Flicks it on for Hayden Campbell if he can get there, but it's cleared away by Lonsdale. Intercepted by Barragan, but he can't quite take it down, and now Hardcastle looks to spread it wide. And Charlie Doyle now into Campbell on the edge of a penalty area. Campbell into Harris. Oh, he's tried to shift it back onto his left foot in a decent inside right position. Nice battling from Clark, and it's a clearance from Hardcastle looking for Harrop. I haven't mentioned his name in a while. He's gone a little bit quiet in the last 10-15 minutes or so, the number 10 for Ashton United after a bright start. Haven't seen too much of Callum Saunders, which will only be a positive for Marine. The league's leading goal scorer with 6 this season. One ball forward up towards Adams, but he can't quite flick it on into the path of Harris. And here's Smith. Can he charge forward now with the ball? He can. He'll try his luck from range, or will he? He will. Oh, he tries to drive it into the opposite corner, but it's a good block in there from Coates. And Hardcastle now looking to clear down the line up towards Harrop. And Spittle, safety first. Can Barragan just about keep it in? I don't think he can. It's going to be a throw-in for Ashton. So a chance for the home side to gain some ground up the pitch. Have spent a lot of the last 20 minutes or so inside their own half. So a chance for James Bailey to play it short for Harrop. Back to Bailey. Here's Campbell. Cleared away by Barragan, but only as far as Sheridan, who tries to dink it back over the top for Saunders. Good strength from Wardle. And he wins his side a free kick in the end. Saunders penalised. As Passant to take the free kick inside, or just outside the penalty area, sorry. Played it long up towards Adams, but Coates is there to win it. And now Smith back to Spittle. Spittle just tries to play it down the left up towards Campbell. He can do so. And he just runs out of room. Campbell runs out of pitch. So it's going to be a throw in deep inside the Ashton half. Another one for Bailey. Towards Campbell. Now Charlie Doyle can turn on it, and Harris wants it wide. He gets it. Wide right over on that far side. All the way back to Lussey, who spreads it wide for Clark. Clark thinks about whipping it in. He does now with his left foot. Campbell's out at the back post, heads it back across goal, and the linesman's flag calls an end to that move. It's good play from Clark to just switch it back to his weaker left foot and swing a decent looking ball in towards Campbell, but Campbell just started his run too early. I think maybe the fake cross from Clark caught him out and he didn't quite make his way back into an onside position. So it's going to be a free kick inside the 6-yard box for Hartley to take up towards Harrop, but Saunders now has it nicked off him by Spittle. Can Campbell keep it in? He can't quite. He can keep it in, but he can't quite take it under control. In the centre now with Callum Harris. Looks to charge forward for Marine. Plays it wide for Clark. Back to Spittle. Spittle now with a long diagonal. Sean Smith's made a run. And Campbell, he should have let it run for Smith. Campbell tried to take it down and it just took it out of the path. Took the sting out of it as it was running through to Sean Smith. It's Spittle. Tries to play it down the line, but Hardcastle's there, and Hardcastle gives it away now to Barragan. All the way back to Lussey. Plays it to his right back, Luke Clark. Out wide now with Harris. With Doyle, sorry, and Harris can't quite pick up his pass, and Sheridan just has to play it back to Regan. Regan looks to charge down the line into Lonsdale, and Lonsdale goes over, and I think The ball's played through to Adams. I look to be offside, but he's looking to charge through now. He tries his luck. Oh, it's a great block from James Bailey. It's going to be another corner, to be honest. And when the ball was played through to Adams there, he looked to be in an offside position, but the linesman's flag on this occasion stayed down. To the benefit of Marine, who now have a chance just on the stroke of half time to take the lead. A minimum of 2 minutes added time just announced. As we now go into added time, 45 minutes is up. Jordan Lussey to swing one in from the left-hand side. It's a good ball in towards the centre. Adams tries to be acrobatic, and I think he's kicked Callum Saunders in the head with that one. It's going to be a free kick for Ashton. You could see what Adams was trying to do there. He sort of sideways on bicycle kick, but he was nowhere near the ball in truth. So it's going to be a free kick inside the penalty area. This one to be taken by the goalkeeper, Greg Hartley. Can't remember him making too many saves. He got down low for a long shot from Barragan. Campbell had a effort on goal as well with the header. Ashton United yet to register a shot on target. They've had a couple fly over the bar as Saunders looks to flick it on towards Robbins, but Clark comes across well to head it back to his goalkeeper. You'd have to say, in the last 25 minutes or so of this game, and you looked at the two league positions of the sides, you would not know which was third and which was 16th, because Marine have been excellent. They're just lacking the final product. Long ball forward from Wardle up towards Campbell. Campbell looks to flick it on for Adams. And Adams, one of the softer ones, that one. And he's given away a free kick, Adams, and that could be the final action of the half. We're about 3 seconds left of the 2 minutes of added time. So I think Hartley will take this free kick and the referee will blow for half time. Long ball forward from Hartley. And there is the referee's half-time whistle. Goalless it remains at Hurst Cross. Good chances at both ends. Hayden Campbell had a header on goal that he could have directed into one of the corners, claimed well by the goalkeeper. Keelan Adams has made a nuisance of himself up front. And James Barragan has had a low-driven strike, saved by the goalkeeper too. Up at the other end, Hardcastle will wonder how he's hit the side netting from inside the 6-yard box. And they've had a couple of strikes smashed over the bar as well. Goalless here at Hurstmoor. It's Ashton United 0, Marine 0. Join me in 15 minutes for the second half. Good afternoon and welcome back to today's coverage, live from Hurst Cross for this pitching in Northern Premier League fixture between Ashton United and Marine. Score at half time, 0-0. Chances at both ends. For Marine, Keelan Adams has made a nuisance of himself. Hayden Campbell has had a header on goal saved. And James Barrigan in his first game back for the club picked up a booking and has had a low strike saved. Up at the other end, Ben Hardcastle will be wondering how he's not found the back of the net from inside the 6-yard box as he smashed it into the side netting. The players should be coming back out onto the pitch in any moment, so I'll just read out a few half-time scores across the Northern Premier League. Obviously, Ashton United 0, Marine 0, Bamber Bridge 2, Belper Town 1, Gainsborough Trinity 3, Stalybridge Celtic 0, Hyde United 1, Guiseley 0, Liversidge 2, Warrington Rylands 1, Marske United 1, Stafford Rangers 1, Matlock Town 1, Lancaster City 0, Nantwich Town 0, and that's just kicked off again. Nantwich Town 0, Whitby Town 1, Radcliffe 1, Morpeth Town 0, South Shields 0, Atherton Collieries 0. Atherton Collieries travel to the Marine Travel Arena on Tuesday night. And Warrington Town 0, FC United of Manchester 0. The players come back out onto the pitch. It doesn't look like Ashton have made any changes. Oh, sorry, they have made a change. It looks like Sam Bard has made his way onto the pitch. I'll try and work out who's gone off. Just trying to work out who Bard is coming on for. No signal as of yet. Marine yet to make their way back out onto the pitch. Confirmation of that substitution, Matthew Regan, centre-back who has enjoyed a bit of a battle with Keelan Adams in the first half. And Matthew Regan is replaced by Sam Bard on half-time. As Marine make their way back out onto the pitch, I'll just remind you of the lineup. It doesn't look like there's been any changes for the Mariners. In goal, it's number 1, Bailey Passant. Number 2, Luke Clark. Number 3, Sean Smith. Number 4, James Barrigan. Number 5, the captain, Josh Wardle. Number 6, Jonathan Spittle. Number 7, Charlie Doyle. Number 8, Jordan Lussey. Number 9, Keelan Adams. Number 10, Callum Harris. Number 11, Hayden Campbell. And it looks like we are just about ready to get back underway. It's Jordan Lussey. To get us back underway. Marine shooting from left to right as I view it. Marine with a return to a more conventional formation today, a 4-3-3. A flat back four consisting of Luke Clark, Jonathan Spittle, Josh Wardle and Sean Smith as we get back underway. Here is Lonsdale for the home side. He's taking his time on the ball to play it down the line, but Luke Clark is there. Back up towards Callum Harris, looking to flick it on towards Adams. Here's Barrigan in the centre, nicked off him by Saunders, the division's leading goal scorer. Here's Sheridan out wide, looking for Bailey, under pressure from Campbell, and a long ball forward from Coates, runs out for a throw-in. Just in front of me here, where Luke Clark will take the throw-in. Down the line, looking for Adams, maybe a bit too much on that for him. Here's Clark again, good challenge from Spittle. It might just drop for Hardcastle. Looks to play it wide for Bailey, but I think Smith will get a foot in. That's going to be a throw-in. Over on the far side for Bailey. Back to Sheridan. Sheridan's going to swing a ball into the box, headed away by Wardle. Sean Smith can keep it in and clear down the line, up towards Adams. Flicked on by him, but Harris can't latch onto the end of it. Spittle up at the other end, heads it clear. Here's Charlie Doyle. And now here's Brewster looking to slide it through to Saunders. First chance of the game for Saunders, blocked by Johnny Spittle. And it's going to be a first corner of the afternoon for Ashton United. It's the first sight on goal that Callum Saunders has had this afternoon, looking to add to his 6 league goals this season. So it's going to be an in-swinging corner over on the far side from the left foot of Cole Lonsdale, the left back, up there to take it, and it's a poor corner from Lonsdale. It's cleared away by Lussey. And Harris now under a bit of pressure from Robbins. Can he win it back from Robbins? It's a good tussle between the two of them, and Harris has been penalised. Robbins just got his body in between the ball and Harris, and he's won his side a free kick, so a chance to get the ball into the box now from a deep position over on the right. About 20 yards inside the Marine half over on the far side. Here is Bailey now. The obvious targets, Coates at the back post. And an overhead kick attempt from Harrop. But I think the referee's given a free kick to Marine for high boot on this occasion. Decent attempt from Max Harrop. So a free kick to Marine to be taken just outside the penalty area. I think Passant may have gained a few yards there. So it's a long one forward up towards Harris. Can he flick it on? He can't. It's a good leap from Lonsdale to head it on. Here's Saunders back to Lonsdale. And now Adams is giving chase, and Clark's in there well. Here's Clark now with the throw in down the right wing for Marine. Launched into the box by Clark up towards Adams, headed out, and here's Harris now. Charlie Doyle, sorry, lays it back off for Clark. Clark back to Harris, in towards the back post. Adams is there. It's just over the head of Adams. And I think the centre forward's judged to be offside. So it's going to be a free kick to be taken by Hartley. So a long one taken by the goalkeeper, looking for Saunders, headed away by Spittle. Headed back out wide by Brewster towards Hardcastle. Like, tries to slide it down the line, and Wardle just wants to leave it for Passant. A little bit of a mix-up in communication there, but the ball just about ran through to the goalkeeper. There is Spittle now. A big crunching challenge on Robbins, but a fair one. Played forward by Wardle towards Campbell. Charlie Doyle spreads it wide for Clark. Final touch comes off of Robbins. And the referee's signalled that the ball didn't actually touch Robbins, as it's just ran through for a throw-in to be taken by Lonsdale. Throw down the line, looking for Saunders. Here's Barragan now, picked it up and played it back to the goalkeeper, Passant. Good clearance from Passant up towards Doyle. If you can flick it on, he can. Sheridan spreads it wide for Hardcastle. Under Bit of pressure from Smith, back to Bailey. Bailey skips away from Campbell, down the line looking for Saunders in behind. He can't quite keep that in play and it runs out for a goal kick. Spittle just made himself available for the short option there, but Passant waved him away. Long ball forward up towards Charlie Doyle on the touchline, headed away by Lonsdale and flicked away by Joe Robbins. It's going to be a throw-in to be taken by Luke Clark. Clark now looking for options down the line. We know he's got a long throw on him. Looking for Harris, headed away by Lonsdale again. And Wardle now can win the header. Here's Doyle into Harris. Back to Doyle out wide. Looks to play a ball down the line for Harris, but it's cleared away by Baird. Good clearance from Lonsdale up towards Saunders, but Wardle does well just to head it back to his goalkeeper. .53 minutes played here. Still goalless it remains. Long ball down the line from James Barragan up towards Campbell, but it's headed away. In the centre now with Doyle as he looks to volley it forward up towards Harris, headed away by Coates. Headed up by Lucy, and Harris looks to flick it onto Adams, his first real involvement of the half. And here's Campbell down the line for Barragan down the left wing, down by the corner flag. If he can whip it back into the box. Adams got there first and took a tumble. Referee not interested. Few half-hearted appeals for a penalty, but I don't think there was too much in that one. Up towards Harris from Spittle, and it's cleared away. Smith now heads up, and now Hardcastle has a bit of space to run into down that right-hand side. They're receiving it off of Brewster. He cuts in on his left foot. It's blocked, and it runs through to Bailey Passant. Danger averted. Adams isn't moving with total freedom. I saw him holding his back towards the end of the first half. He's just hobbling a little bit. He's gone for that long ball from Bailey Passant, but here is Hardcastle now. Plays it out wide, looking for the run of Bailey, but it's just run through to Wardle. Here's Wardle again, gets it back off Sean Smith, all the way back to the goalkeeper Passant. Long ball forward up towards Harris. It's won by Lonsdale, but Harris gets it wide again. Here's Clark. Down the line once again for Harris. Level with the penalty area now. Down by the corner flag. Just needs to play it back to Clark if he can. He can't. Clark tries to swing it in, but he's miskicked that one and it's cleared away. Spittle just looks to volley it back into the danger zone. Here's Saunders. Headed up. And now Robbins can dart with the ball down the left wing. He cuts inside onto his right foot under a bit of pressure from Spittle. Spittle stays with him. And in the end, he just has to drag Robbins down. And Brewster's not happy, and he's gone head-to-head with Spittle here. Brewster's come flying in. Seems to be a little bit of handbags here. It's going to be a free kick for the Robins, for a foul on Robbins. I don't think Brewster was happy with the way that Spittle dragged down his teammate and sort of used Robbins to help himself back to his feet. I think Brewster's just making that point to the referee now. Spittle pleading his innocence. And it might just be a booking apiece here. Spittle for the initial foul and Brewster for his irate reaction. It is a booking apiece. Joining James Barrigan in the referee's book. At the end of all that, it's going to be a free kick for Lonsdale. In towards the centre. I think Saunders made connection with it, but he was offside. It's going to be a free kick inside the penalty area for Bailey passing. And Marine fans very vocal, just in front of me here. Long ball forward, a very direct one in towards Harris. He's got a bit of space to run in behind. He plays it through to Hayden Campbell. Tries to slide it back across goal, and Adams is in there following up his two brilliant saves from the goalkeeper. Oh, it's a decent attempt that for Marine. The ball slid through towards Campbell. He tried to just slide it back across the goalkeeper. Adams was in there for the rebound after the initial save. And it's a great stop from Hartley to keep the scores at 0-0. Here's Campbell now down the right wing inside his own half. He plays it back to Spittle. Square ball across to Josh Wardle, who's got a bit of space to run into. Instead he slides it into Barrigan, who tries to spread the play further with Smith. And here's Harris. Can he take it down in towards Lussey? Lussey takes it down and just tries to play a quick one into Hayden Campbell. Here's Saunders now. Can he take it down? He can't. Harris trying the neat little turn in the centre of the pitch. Just nicked off him, and Hardcastle can attack down the right hand side now. Josh Wardle just standing him up. Whipped in by Hardcastle. Headed back from Spittle into Passant. Passant now with the ball in hand. Just under an hour played. We're still 0-0 here at Hurst Cross. News of a few goals in the Northern Premier League. Bamber Bridge have gone 3-1 up against Belper Town. Belper Town really struggling at the minute at the foot of the table, as Whitby Town take a 2-0 lead to leapfrog Belper. Both on 4 points as it stands. As Baird clears and Barrigan just tries to head it back up towards Campbell. Can't quite control it, 35 yards from goal. And Barrigan gives it back to Campbell. Campbell can turn, can he shoot? Lines one up into, oh, I think it was just tipped past the post by Hartley. Better from Marine. Good turn on the edge of the penalty area from Campbell. Took his time and lined it up. It's going to be another corner for Marine. Their third of the game. It's going to be Barrigan from the right hand side, so it's going to be an in-swinger. Charlie Doyle looking to attack the near post, and Wardle's in there as well, of course, and Spittle in towards the back post. Spittle was waiting for it. It's headed out. Here's Lussey. Back to Spittle. Lussey tries to fire it back into the box. Blocked by Brewster. Spittle heads it back in. And I think Keelan Adams has been given offside in the centre. Another good little spell from Marine there. Brought to an end by the linesman's flag. Hartley with a long ball forward. Headed away by Charlie Doyle. Here's Brewster. Tries to spread it wide for Robbins. He can just about keep it in. And Spittle can clear. It's going to be a throw in on about the halfway line. Just wondering at what point Neil Young might look towards his bench. A reminder of Joe Ferguson, Mark Howarth Alex Doyle, Lucas Weir and DJ Pedro all occupy the bench. So speaking of substitutions, it looks like there's going to be a couple of changes for Ashton. So Max Harrop and Sam Sheridan's afternoon is over. They've been replaced by Mike Phoenix and Ben Howe. We wait to see how that will affect the shape of Ashton United. And Harris has just tried to volley a sweeping ball forward, but Ben Howe can nick it off him and drive forward. And here's Hardcastle in towards Robbins. It's a first attempt on target for Ashton. It's Robbins of the edge of the penalty area. Just tried to sweep it into the far post. Saved comfortably by Bailey Passant. As Barragan has it now up at the other end in the Ashton half. Hayden Campbell has just stayed down here under a challenge. As Luke Clark looks to spread the play over towards Sean Smith, his opposite fullback. It's nicked off in by Hardcastle. And Smith looks to be in a bit of discomfort here. They just need to get the ball out of play so Smith can receive treatment. But Wardle keeps it in and tries to play it forward up towards Adams. They just need to get it out of play as Lussey sensibly does so. So Sean Smith can receive treatment. I don't know whether he's just taken a knock there or whether he's felt something go. Mark Howarth and Joe Ferguson and Lucas Weir have all set off down the touchline. Joe Ferguson, you would say, possibly the most obvious switch is naturally a right back, but with no other option really on the bench. Sean Smith, he looks like he might be holding his hamstring there, which is not what you want to see. We will get back underway with a throw-in, which will be taken by Bailey over on the far side. Just throws it to Barragan. Barragan can clear. And just gives them the ball back in their defence. And here is Lonsdale. Looking down the line for Phoenix. Up towards Saunders. And cleared away is Harris. Done well to track back and pick it up. And he's tried to clear it forward. And out of play on the halfway line. Sean Smith is still down off the pitch. It looks like his afternoon may be over, which will be a blow for Marine. The only natural left back at the club. You would expect maybe James Barragan to fill in there, as he has done in the absence of Smith. I think they're just trying to get the referee's attention here. I think Smith's going to try and run it off, but maybe Marine may have to mix things up a little bit if Smith can't continue. Get Barragan potentially at left back, and you can either put Alex Doyle or Mark Howarth in the midfield, or Lucas Weir if you want to go slightly more attacking. A long ball forward from Passant up towards Adams if he can win the flick on. I don't think he quite can, but he's picked up the second ball. It's nicked off in by Brewster. Sean Smith is still feeling his hamstring in the centre circle. You just wonder how much longer he's got left in him. 65 minutes played now. Still goalless here at Hurst Cross. Throwing down the line by Luke Clark. Here's Joe Robbins. Back to Lonsdale, who can clear. And here is Sean Smith, and here's his real first tester since coming back on. Barragan tries to sweep it forward. Cleared away by Coates, but that will just run through all the way to Bailey Passant. Smith seems to be moving with a little bit more freedom, but you wouldn't say he's 100% yet. Passant with a long ball forward, looking for Adams. Adams can win the flick on, but it's good tracking back from Ben Howe. Here's Harris. As Howe puts the ball into touch towards the corner flag. It's Luke Clark now. Ready to launch another throw in towards the penalty area. In towards the centre, flicked on, and I think that's going to go out for another throw in. Another one for Clark to launch in. The goalkeeper thought about coming for it. It's flicked on, but headed away in the end. And here's Spittle and pick it up inside the Ashton penalty area, up towards his centre-back partner, Wardle, and I think Wardle's given offside. So it's going to be another free kick for Ashton, and it's the first substitution of the match for Marine. As expected, Sean Smith cannot continue, and it's going to be DJ Pedro to replace him. So a change of setup for Marine. Just trying to think how this could line up for the Mariners. As predicted, James Barragan will fill it in at left back, a position that he regularly played last season in the absence of a more natural left-sided defender. Long ball forward falls for Josh Wardle, who can just clear it up towards Adams. It's headed up by Coates, and Pedro with his first touch of the game. Can he try and win it back off Lonsdale? Lonsdale just plays it back to Bailey with a long diagonal. Spittle heads it into Clark, who just takes it under control away from Robbins. Here's Lonsdale looking down the line again. Here's Clark. Wins a throw in off of Joe Robbins. Throw in taken quickly into Hayden Campbell. Tries to just dink it over the top for Adams. He can't quite take it down. But I think we're going to get a free kick for Marine. It's Hayden Campbell that's gone down. Maybe I just didn't quite see what happened there, but I think as he's dinked the ball over towards Adams, the man coming in with the challenge has followed through and taken out Campbell. So it's going to be a free kick for Marine. Right of centre, about 35 to 40 yards from goal. So it's more of a crossing position than a shooting position. It's too far out to strike on goal. Luke Clark is the man with the ball in hand as Hayden Campbell just receives a little bit of treatment. It looks like doing some sort of shoulder exercises with Campbell, so it might be the way he landed after the challenge, which is caused the most discomfort for Campbell rather than the actual challenge itself. Campbell just about back to his feet now. Clark ready to get us back underway. Wardle and Spittle have made the way forward. Adams in there as well, of course. Just Lucy and Barragan have stayed back, and of course Hayden Campbell going to continue to receive treatment on the side of the pitch. Charlie Doyle as well, proven to be a good header of the ball. Ball in from Clark, in towards the back post. Fallen for Wardle. Oh, it couldn't quite get a shot on goal as it fell for him there, Adams. And now Ashton come up the other end. Here it is Howe out wide for Robbins. To the left of the penalty area. Gets past Clark, whips the ball in towards the back post. Saunders is there, and he's headed it back across goal, and it is 1-0 to Ashton United. Mike Phoenix, the man on hand to tap in from close range. Classic counter-attack goal there for Ashton United. A long ball forward. Fell to Ben Howe. Ben Howe plays it out wide for Robbins. A good ball in from Robbins towards the back post. Headed back across goal by the dangerous Saunders. And Phoenix completely unmarked in the centre to tap it in. It's Ashton United 1, Marine 0. That is a smash and grab goal from Ashton United. Marine with a chance up at the other end. There's a bit of a scramble inside the 6-yard box. No one could really pull the trigger. And it took one long clearance and they were away. About 72 minutes played now. Marine, a goal down. So kick off back to Wardle out wide for Barragan. Long ball forward. Looking for Campbell, but I think it's taken a touch off of Hardcastle. It's actually going to be a free kick for Marine. I'm not sure what this one's for. I think it's going to be taken by Passant. Barragan just having words with the linesman. Passant comes out to take it quickly and up to Barragan. He drives forward and tries to play a long diagonal up towards the centre. Here's Campbell now. Can he get a shot away? No, he can't. Out wide now with Spittle. And the game is going to be paused here because I think it's a Wardle gone down holding his head, so the game has to be halted for a head injury. Referee was just a little bit slow to react to that injury there. And the game, I think, is going to get restarted with a drop ball. It's going to be dropped to Luke Clark, I think, to try and smash it forward again. I don't think it's going to be a contested drop ball, but it's going to be given back to Marine, and Clark tries to send it up towards Adams on in the penalty area. It can't quite fall for him. It's cleared away, and Barragan has to react quickly to take it away from Saunders. And Clark with a long diagonal up towards Charlie Doyle. Here's Campbell. Out wide now with Pedro. Can't quite control it, and it's just going a bit further past him. Big slide tackle from Lonsdale. Takes it out of play for a throw-in. Pedro is back to his feet. Long throw in from Clark, flicked on by Doyle in towards the centre, and he's 1-1. It's Hayden Campbell. A long throw into the penalty area from Luke Clark, flicked on by Charlie Doyle, and Hayden Campbell was there to make it 1-1. Game on. It's nothing more than they deserved. Hayden Campbell with his second goal in a Marine shirt. And just to cause a few more nervy, just to cause another nervy moment, Bailey Passant has gone down and he doesn't look happy. And the worry now for Marine is that there is no substitute goalkeeper on the bench. Germano Mendes is not in the matchday squad. So whatever the problem is with Bailey Passant, you just hope it's not serious, because having just got themselves back into the game, finding the equaliser, it would be a nightmare to have to put an outfield player in goal. But he's not the type to go down unless he's hurt Bailey Passant, but he doesn't seem to be in a great deal of comfort. Just a little bit of movement on the Marine bench. Just for one sub so far, with DJ Pedro replacing another injury, Sean Smith. The injury's really starting to pile up again. You just hope that Bailey Passant is okay to continue. He is back to his feet now, and the game will get back underway. It's Ben Howe out wide now with Hardcastle. Barragan can take it off him. Cleared away as far as Howe, and Howe just tries to scoop it forward again. But he runs behind for a goal kick. This will be a tester of a hamstring for Bailey Passant. It's a long one forward up towards Pedro, but he can't quite keep it in on the touchline, so it's going to be a throw in for the Robins. Down the line looking for Joe Robbins, picked up by Saunders. Here's Spittle trying to come away with it. Here's Clark, centre for Charlie Doyle. Out wide now with James Barragan. Barragan looks to charge forward, just bounces off of Howe, and down the line now with Pedro, but the linesman's flag is raised once again. So it's going to be a free kick over on the far side for the home side. About just over quarter of an hour, just over 10 minutes to go, sorry, until the 90-minute mark. We wait to see how long will be added on. Long diagonal up towards Phoenix, headed out by Spittle. Here's Campbell. Oh, he can't quite run through to Adams. And now Lussey looks to send Pedro on his way. He's got Lonsdale for company, and Lonsdale manages to clear. Clark heads it forward once again. Adams can take it down. Good touch from Adams. Back to Clark. Clark just looks to fire it forward towards Pedro into a penalty area. It's bounced off of Pedro, and the referee's given a free kick for something. The linesman had his flag up. I'm not sure. Not sure what Pedro did wrong there, to be honest, as he was running through. But it will be a free kick to get us back underway, to be taken by the goalkeeper, Greg Hartley. Long ball forward, up towards Saunders, headed away by Wardle. Doyle stooping low with his header. And now Harris has picked it up. And can he send Pedro down the right wing? He just drives with it forward. Now he releases Pedro. Not enough on that. And Lonsdale has gone flying in there into Pedro. into Pedro. Pedro's gone down. And I think the referee may produce a card here. It's a yellow one, and it's for Cole Lonsdale. Fourth booking of the afternoon. He joins Michael Brewster, Jonathan Spittle and James Barragan in the referee's book. And a free kick now for Marine on the right wing. It's going to be the right back, Luke Clark, to take. What can he produce from this free kick? In towards the centre. It's met by Wardle, but it's blocked on its way through. It's cleared away. Headed up and forward again by Barragan, but it's cleared by Hardcastle, looking for Phoenix. But the keeper, Bailey Passant, can come out and claim that one. passant with the long ball forward up towards Keelan Adams. It falls now for Pedro. Pedro can strike, but it's taken a nick on its way through. And took all the sting out of the shot, so it's a comfortable one for Hartley. Long ball forward up towards Phoenix, headed away by Spittle. Brewster in the back of Pedro, but the referees decided to turn a blind eye to that one. But Pedro, in retaliation, gives away a free kick by pulling down Robbins. It's going to be a free kick for the home side. It happened right in front of Marines dugout. Manager Neil Young understandably not happy. Felt that Pedro should have been given a free kick. A chance now for Lonsdale to whip a ball in. It's a good ball in from Lonsdale, headed away by Pedro. Phoenix over on the far side can just watch it out as it runs out for a throw-in. The throw is going to be taken by James Bailey over on the far side. Taken short to Hardcastle. Back to Bailey. Whips the ball in with his left foot towards towards Baird, sorry. It's cleared away. And now Howe on the halfway line can smash it forward. Wardle heads it down for Doyle, and Doyle looks to play it down the line for Campbell, but the home side have picked it up again, and here is Charlie Doyle, regained possession. Here's Harris and Lucy, and Barragan now at left back, looks to play a ball down the line for Adams. It falls to Charlie Doyle. Doyle has it again, little 1-2 with Harris, and Doyle back to Lucy, and back out wide now with Harris over on the far side. He's cut in and he's whipped the ball in towards Pedro. It's falling for Lucy. Now can Campbell turn. He tries to dink it over the top for Keelan Adams. It was on the stretch and he just couldn't quite keep it down. But that is another big chance for Marine. Hayden Campbell with a tidy little dink over the top for Keelan Adams. He couldn't keep his strike down. So it's going to be a goal kick as we approach the final 5 minutes of the match. Long clearance from the goalkeeper up towards Phoenix, who wins the head on, but Clark can clear. Long ball forward, and here is Hardcastle now. Good challenge from Charlie Doyle to win it back off him. In the centre with Bailey out wide for Lonsdale, looking down the line for Robbins. In the centre now with Bailey. And he's just put a little bit too much behind that one, and it's out for a throw-in. Is Luke Clark. Throw down the line. Looking for Campbell. Here is Phoenix. Strong challenge from Lucy, but a fair one, and it's out for a throw-in. Here's Clark. Down the line. Looking for Campbell. Just falls to Charlie Doyle, who can take it down. Forward for Pedro. He managed to spin away from a couple down the right wing and then goes down and plays it out for a throw-in. I'm not sure there was a foul in there. I think it was more a case of a slip from Pedro. But he doesn't look happy. Looks back to his feet now. Uncomfortable landing for DJ Pedro. Lonsdale down by the corner flag. Down the line looking for Phoenix. Back in the centre now with Doyle. Here's Campbell trying to keep it down. And a long clearance might just fall for Saunders here. Saunders under a bit of pressure from Spittle, who's managed to get a ball into the box, and Barragan just clears it away. Can Pedro hold it up? He can't quite, and it's Lonsdale with the foot round to play it out for a throw-in. It's going to be taken by Clark. Ball down the line from Clark, looking for Pedro. And here's Campbell now. Oh, and it's going to be a stoppage in play, as there is a head injury. This one for Michael Brewster, the captain of Ashton United. Campbell was looking to break down the right flank, but of course, as is protocol, head injury means stoppage in play. While we have got this stoppage, we'll just read through a few scores in the Northern Premier League. Bamber Bridge are 5-1 up at home to Belper Town. Gainsborough Trinity 4, Stalybridge Celtic 0, Hyde United 2, Guiseley 1, Liversedge 2, Warrington Rylands 5, so they've turned that down, around. They were 2-1 down. Marske United 3, Stafford Rangers 2, Matlock Town 1, Lancaster City 0, Nantwich Town 0, Whitby Town 2, Radcliffe 3, Morpeth Town 1, South Shields 0, Everton Collieries 0, and Warrington Town 0, FC United and Manchester 1. Those results mean that as it stands, Marine dropped down to 17th. And today's opponents, Ashton United, actually jump up to second. I think it's going to be Clark to get us back underway with the drop ball. Back in towards the centre, towards the back post, and it's headed out. Can Harris pick it back up into the final minute of the match? Harris onto his right foot over on that left-hand side. He makes an absolute mess of the cross, to be honest, and it falls for Brewster. Plays it back, and Wardle's just running through at the right time to make the interception, and Lussey now can spread it back out wide for Campbell. Good touch over on the far side from Campbell, back to Harris. Harris, centre for Lussey. Back out wide for Harris. Foot in from Hardcastle, and it's out for a throw-in. Barragan to take, looking down the line for Hayden Campbell. Campbell goes down, and Harris is in there to nick it back, and he's into the penalty area now. Back across the box, falls on the edge of the box for Lussey. Tries his luck from range, it's blocked. Barragan looks to head it back up towards Lussey. Lussey tries to flick it on. Long ball forward up towards Phoenix. Is Wardle on the halfway line. Out wide now with Clark. Good. Looking for a switch of play over towards Harris, but he's given it away. Now Hardcastle's got space to run into down the right hand side, and he's gone down like a sack of spuds under challenge from Harris, but it's a fair challenge, and the ball down the line looking for Adams. Can he just nick it back? Oh, he's not quite managed to take it under his spell. Here is Brewster, and Pedro's in there to win it back. Gets down the right hand side. Can he get into a penalty area? He can't. It's good defending from Sam Baird, and it runs through to the goalkeeper. Greg Hartley just taking his time over this clearance. Confirmation of added time there from the stadium announcer. Minimum 5 minutes attendance confirmed at 362. I can tell you there's a good number of travelling away fans as usual, and very vocal. Here's Brewster now inside the Marine half. Looks to dink it over the top for Saunders, but the linesman's flag is up. Second change for Marine coming up. Lucas Weir is stripped and ready to go. And I think it's going to be Callum Harris to be replaced. He's been fantastic this afternoon, Callum Harris, especially in the first half. Tireless performance from the number 10. In fact, I think he might be my man of the match for this afternoon. So Lucas Weir takes his place for the final few minutes. Can Marine find a winner in injury time? Lost last week in injury time up at Stocksbridge Park Steels. Can they find an injury time winner of their own this week? It's going to be a throw-in about 10 yards inside the Marine half to be taken by Lonsdale. The referee just ushering him back to where the throw-in should be taken from, which is closer to the halfway line. He's got Robbins and Phoenix down his line. Headed away by Spittle. It's going to be another throw-in. He's gained a few yards. Throw-in taken back to Howe. Switches it over towards Bailey over on the far side. Closed down by Doyle, but the ball just ricochets out for a Marine throw-in over on the far side. James Barragan to take. He's just taking his time in picking the ball back up. Throw down the line from Barragan up towards Weir, waiting for his first involvement. Here's Campbell. Can't quite evade the challenge of Howe, but it's going to be a Marine throw. We're into the final minute of the 5 added on. Of course, it is a minimum of 5. And Marine made a substitution, so I expect a little bit more than those 5 minutes. Another throw in for the Mariners on the halfway line. To be taken once again by the fill-in left back, James Barragan. Taken short to Lussey. And now a long ball towards the penalty area, looking for Campbell. It drops for Lussey. Switched over towards Luke Clark, the right back, down the line. Looking for Doyle, too much on that. What can Clark do? Now on the halfway line, plays it into Lussey. Lussey tries to play a quick one round the corner, looking for Doyle. Here's Robbins now. A long ball forward from Clark, more of a clearance than anything. The keeper started to come for it, and it was cleared away. And Howe spreads it out wide for Hardcastle. He's got overlapping Bailey. Hardcastle just taking his time and releasing it, and plays it back to Howe in the end, and Howe just tries to lob it forward. Out for a throw-in. The referee just takes a look at his watch. We've played over the 5 minutes that were added on. I think this Barragan throw-in may be the final action of the match. Nope, still we play on. It's going to be another Barragan throw-in. Headed out of play over on the far side by Bailey. Another one down the line. Bailey again can clear. And there is the full-time whistle. Marine went a goal down due to a close range tapping from Mike Phoenix on the counter-attack. Moments later, Hayden Campbell popped up with his second goal for the club, latching onto the end of a Charlie Doyle flick on from a long throw-in. There were chances to win it for both sides, but in the end it finishes Ashton United 1, Marine 1. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you on Tuesday night for the home tie against Atherton Collieries.